thing last night or yesterday afternoon. He had a bunch of young people come to his house and to discuss his death and what's going on in the world. And to be a Mormon, I mean, Glenn says some things that are right on track. I mean, right, just like we believe. Yeah. But he made a statement that the battle lines have been drawn. That we now can see whose side people are on. Those who are straddling the fence, some that are now deciding I'm going to be on the correct side, and some now are maybe not, and they're going to the other side. There's clear lines. I mean, it's just not, there may have been blurred lines, but we're seeing more of a distinction now between good and evil in this world, not just the nation. And I believe this is part of the end time. I believe that is what it's shaping up for. And what it's also shaping up for is that the anger of the evil side is getting so intense because of this one man's death. We look at Jesus' death and what it caused, and we look at what this death has caused. This one, 31-year-old man, Jesus was 33 when he died, but 31-year-old young man that I believe was sent here by God for the mission that he has accomplished, that his mission, just as John, his time was up. He did not die untimely. Not the way we would want for him to die or expect for him to die, but I believe his death was in God's plan, and it has done something to this world because of his death. It is causing people to turn to God that have maybe thought about it, but now they are standing up. These young people, they are the next generation. Us older people, we're on our way out. But you younger people that are still going to be around, I mean, you are going to be the next generation that will be leading either good or evil. That's the way it's going to be. The generation will be either good or evil based on what happens. Go ahead, Parson.
I think the Bible explained it pretty clearly. Nation will rise against nation, and good and evil will increase.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it's going on. It'll be father against son, son against mother, father, daughter relationships. You see it. Families are being split now over this issue. Really like angry, disowning family members because they support Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's just evil.
Well, that's what we have to be aware of and discern, because so much of the evil side of it is coming out too. It's like, what? Yeah. So it's being twisted, and what has happened, like Susan said, that's fantastic. I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's definitely a move of God. But see, the enemy is aware of it, and he's just wanting to.
Yeah, it is. And what we just read, it says when he gets kicked out of his position of God of this world, he comes down to earth with anger and vengeance because what? He knows his time is short. And so I think we can see some of that already in his people.
Have you ever heard, because I've been hearing Satan's short season. Have you ever heard that? Or
His short season?
Yeah, that's where we're in. But I've never heard of that.
No, I wouldn't. This wouldn't be the short season I'm thinking about anyway. His short season will be the 3.5 years at the end of the tribulation. Is my opinion. Yeah. Okay, so let's let me find out where I was at. All right, let's go to chapter 14, Revelation, beginning at verse 9. This plays into this scenario that I'm building up to. Verse 9 of chapter 14. Then a third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, who accepts his mark on their forehead or on the hand, must drink the wine of God's anger. It has been poured full strength into God's cup of wrath, and they will be tormented with fire and burning sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. The smoke of their torment will rise forever and ever, and they will have no relief day or night, for they have worshipped the beast and his statue and accepted the mark of his name. This is what's going to happen when Satan enters the Antichrist. This is when this allegiance is going to be marked by taking this mark. Those who then are on this side of the liberal side, the evil side, they're going to proudly take a mark that, look, I am on this side. Okay? They will take that mark. Okay? We as believers, if we were to be living there at that time, We do not need to fear that we're going to take the mark of the beast on accident. This is going to be a proclamation of who I have chosen to follow. And we might have in the past, or I might have in the past thought, well, I can't see that happening, where people would actually say, I'm going to follow the Satan. Well, they're going to be following this world system. That's what they're following.
They're doing that right now.
That's right. You can plainly see now that they are bold enough to declare, I hate God. If he doesn't like transgender and he doesn't like LGBTQ, PKK, and anything else, I mean, then I don't want to be on that side. And they will boldly do that, just as they wear the rainbow. Okay? It's like a mark. So you can see how this is shaping up to fit that. Parsons.
Lest anyone believes that the mark is a specific physical sign, it's what you believe and what you do.
That's a good analogy, but it will be a physical mark too. It says they will take the mark. That's a good analogy of what that, or metaphor of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that the government will put a chip under the skin.
Right. But that's not the mark.
What did that mean?
The chip is actually a good idea. The chip is something that will solve a lot of problems in knowing, like medical issues where people have faint, collapse, have an accident, they're unconscious. That chip, somebody can read the chip, they would know what their conditions are to be able to treat them, know what medications they're on. If someone with Alzheimer's gets lost, they'll know where he's at. There are good things about it. But as all good things, such as the internet, all good things can be used for bad things.
Yes.
And so the government can easily then have control and will have control of that chip. And if you do not sign up to be on that side, they will shut your chip off. So therefore you can't go and use your chip to pay. Now we use our phone and just do that and we pay our bill. Okay. Well, you will just do this. And that's easy. I mean, it makes sense. Nobody can steal your wallet. They can't steal your phone. They might can cut your hand off. But I mean, that's what will happen. You just go through and they will shut it down if you don't sign up to be part of this world system. Joy?
I was thinking to have for quite some time because I noticed all the prefixes on phones and area codes. I've never seen one with 666 yet.
Yeah.
So I thought if we have all that, our social security number that we have to do things with, that they can add that prefix would be the mark to that in order to get, buy and sell and do life if they added that to it.
Yeah, this will control, the chip would, and I really believe it will be what's used. It'll be a chip that will be used for controlling people. It will come across and be sold as a great thing, and there are good things about it, but it doesn't mean if you take the chip that you have taken the mark of the beast, okay? So don't freak out over that. The mark of the beast is a definite decision you make that I'm going to side with this group and not God's group.
But that's what I'm saying. It makes sense, common sense, if you were just looking at the natural, that to add this number is going to be what will cut you, that you have to have in order to buy and do the rest of life, in other words, or to save. But then they say, well, to that chip, we can add this prefix of numbers, which would be 666.
Could be, yeah. Could easily be that.
You've already got a chip.
It makes
you don't
sense.
necessarily have to say, I don't want that, I do not, and you don't, if you could, but if you've got to have it.
The first barcodes that they used began with a six in the middle, and a 6 at the end.
Yeah, when barcodes came out, people in the Christian community started saying, well, that's the mark of the beast. Everybody's going to get a
Back when I was
barcode.
like 5 years old, I remember going to the grocery store, Piggly Wiggly, with my granny, and she wanted a box of cornflakes. And I picked up a box, and she said, "Nope, Shug, put that one back." And I said, "It's cornflakes, Granny." She turned it around. She said, "You see this mark right here? If you see this on anything, don't buy it." So I searched the shelf and found one without a mark.
We're out of time. Let me run through this a little bit. then it says immediately after that, verse 12. This means, listen to what it says now, this is important. What I just read about what's going to happen. This means that God's holy people must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands and maintaining their faith in Jesus. We just read about that in one of the previous scriptures. Meaning, during that time, there will be believers who need to be patient or to endure with patience, okay? And I heard a voice from heaven saying, write this down. Blessed are those who die in the Lord from now on, meaning from the midpoint of tribulation. I mean, consider that to be, you're blessed that you're not going to endure what's going to be happening during the rest of this period, which is called God's wrath. Okay, and we are totally out of time. I got one more page, but I'll cover it real quick next week. Just to finish it up, I'll just take 5 minutes to do that, and then we'll go into the, probably watch the video next week on Laodicea. It's really good. Howard Parsons.
It just occurred to me that 6 on my 12